Hello YouTube, Dave here again, and welcome back to another Magic the Gathering video. So, I know I said a while back that I wasn't going to pick up the Rivals of Ixalan Planeswalker decks, but obviously as you can see, and as you can see by the title of the video, the thumbnail, and by what's showing here, I ended up doing that. So, essentially what happened was I collect the boxes. So I still keep the boxes for all of these decks even after I open them up. It's just one of those collector's things. I like to keep as much of the packaging as I can. And I was looking at it and I was thinking that, if I end up getting decks from the next set, then there would be a void. And I wasn't comfortable with that for whatever reason. So that and the fact that the month of February is going to be a pretty slow month as far as anything gaming related goes. So the only other thing that I plan on getting gaming related would be the first installment of the Starfinder Adventure Path, and then I can start kind of doing reviews of those. But that's pretty much it for February. So I figured I may as well pick up these decks because at least it's something. And I do like to play Magic casually, so I'm not really into the competitive scene. And I love these Planeswalker decks. I think that they're a great way to just have some casual fun. And each of these decks do tend to capture the core mechanics or the flavor of each of the sets. So the two decks that we have here are Vraska the Scheming Gorgon and Angrath the Minotaur Pirate. So this might be kind of interesting because I think Vraska was more of a pirate character, but the Minotaur has the pirate deck, and I think this one is a vampire deck. So I'm going to save this one for a later video, but I will be opening this one here. So we'll just have a quick look at the packaging. So you have, it says Rivals of Ixalan Planeswalker deck, so Angrath Minotaur Pirate. Pretty cool artwork of them there, which looks nice. And then just on the back it has the same artwork. So Angrath Minotaur Pirate, raid and pillage the opponent's force with your relentless crew of pirates. So Magic the Gathering is a strategy card game. Start playing with this battle-ready deck. Contains a ready-to-play 60-card deck, 2 Rivals of Ixalan booster packs, which I'll be opening in a separate video. I'm going to take both of all 4 of the packs from the 2 Planeswalker decks, and I'll do those in a separate video. But it also comes with a decks box, strategy insert, and a quick reference guide. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just pop this open and we'll look at the cards inside. Alright, so I got the packaging opened, and of course, just again, I have had some people ask how I reseal or how I reclose the boxes. So the tabs here, I just kind of cut them down a little bit because once you fold it this way, it makes it a little bit difficult, but I kind of want to have it that it can actually stay closed. So I just kind of snip the corner of the tab just so it'll close up. But here we have the contents of the deck box itself, or the deck itself. So we'll pop out our Minotaur. Alright, so we have Angrath Minotaur Pirate, so it is 4 black and a red, which is pretty common for these to be 6 mana. Starts with 5 loyalty, and it has a +2 ability, deal 1 damage to target opponent and each creature that player controls. Return target pirate card from your graveyard to the battlefield for -3, and for -11 it says destroy all creatures target opponent controls. Angrath Minotaur Pirate deals damage to that player equal to their total power. So the one thing I've noticed with this set is the ultimates for these supposedly unplayable planeswalkers are pretty much a game ender. So this one here, again, if you can deal, if your opponent has 10 toughness and you're able to get your -11 off, then all of a sudden, even if they're at full life, if they're at the normal 20 health, then they still lose the game. Like, that's pretty interesting. And one of the things that I just want to say as sort of an aside is, I know Wizards of the Coast wanted to make these Planeswalker deck Planeswalkers be not, something that would be considered standard, viable. But I honestly don't think that's the way to go. I think it's totally fine to release decently designed Planeswalker cards in these decks, especially if your intention is you want people to buy these and then go to Friday Night Magic. So I think it makes a little bit more sense to start making these Planeswalkers, and it doesn't have to happen, you know, immediately with the next set, but I think they should start to try to make them a little bit more and more useful, and something that might be standard playable, just for the purposes of, again, if you're trying to use these to get new people to, you know, go to Friday Night Magic and to get into standard, then to me it only makes sense that the Planeswalker that's included in the deck is a little bit more, you know, useful or, you know, worth having. So anyway, that's sort of my opinion. I mean, I know it might differ from others. As someone who never plans on getting into standard, I guess it's not the biggest concern for me, but I still think that you should try to create a product that's going to be something that someone can at least, you know, take to, see if I can get that to focus. At least let them, you know, take it to like a Friday Night Magic and not be completely and utterly destroyed, because again, that's something that's going to discourage new players. But anyway, so that's the Planeswalker there, and then we got the deck box here. I actually like the coloration of that; it's pretty cool. Another thing that I think that they should start doing is including a spin down life counter with these decks. It's not something that, you know, is going to cost them very much money. I don't think that they would need to necessarily increase the MSRP on these things, which run for about $20 Canadian. At least in independent game stores. I know, like, if I were to get this at Walmart, for example, it'd be $25, I think. And that is being really difficult. Let me just see if I can have something to... Oh. There we go. Just start the process there. Usually after the first time you pop it open, it tends to go pretty well. So there's our quick reference guide. There's our strategy insert, which has, I believe, the deck list and everything. I actually don't really usually open these, so let's just have a look right quick like and just see what we've got. Oh, it's not even the deck list. Huh. Okay, I may have seen that actually in a previous one, I can't remember. So yeah, playing the deck, Angrath leads a ruthless band of pirates eager for combat. Use Angrath to thin out the opposition and bolster the strength of your crew, whose abilities grow as you send them on raids. Once your opponent's forces lie in shambles, Angrath can obliterate the remaining numbers and finish off their former leader. So yeah, this has First Strike and Menace listed on them. It's interesting, just on the back, it just has like, and here you go, so where to go next, Magic League. It kind of points you towards like organized events, so another reason for them to start making these a little bit more viable. And here we just have the two decks here. Something else that I thought was kind of a missed opportunity is I really thought that Kiora was going to be a Planeswalker in this set, or one of these sets, because like being a merfolk and considering how much merfolk were a part of at least the original Ixalan set, to me it just would have made sense. But I'm kind of surprised. I was really expecting her to be one of the, at the very least I was expecting her to be one of the Planeswalker deck Planeswalkers, but that's not the case. Alright, so for the deck itself, I'll read off the rares in full, and then I'll just kind of show off the other cards. So why don't I just point this straight down, because I know when you kind of hold up these decks in videos, they tend to be kind of shaky. So let's try something a little different to see if we can get around that. So it's also difficult for me to read because it's like obscured by the camera. So here we have Repeating Barrage, deals 3 damage to target creature or player for 2 red and a colorless. And then that has Raid, so it's for 3 and 2 red. After return Repeating Barrage from your graveyard to your hand. Activate this ability only if you attack the creature this turn. So I guess that's what Raid must be, is if you attack with something, then you get these other effects. So that's kind of cool, so you can actually get this back into your hand. Angrath's Fury, this must be the search one. So destroy target creature for 3 colorless or 3 generic. a black and a red. Destroy target creature. Angrath's Fury deals 3 damage to target player. You may search your library and or graveyard for a card named Angrath Minotaur Pirate. Reveal it, put it into your hand. If you search your library this way, shuffle it. So there's probably 2 of those, because there normally are. And then we have a Vanquisher's Banner. So as it enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Creatures you control of the chosen type get +1/+1. Whenever you cast a creature spell of the chosen type, draw a new card. So I can see that being used for Pirate. And that's it. So none of the rares involve an actual creature. So then we have Daring Buccaneer. So again, I'm not really going to read these off. If you want to see what they do, just pause the video. But we got Daring Buccaneer, which is a pirate. Goblin Trailblazer, which is also a pirate with Menace. Headstrong Brute. Another Goblin Trailblazer. This is something I've been noticing lately with the pre-constructed stuff that they're putting out. Is for whatever reason they're not putting. There's like one duplicate that they will have like a card further down instead of having them all together, which they always did before. I don't know why they do that, because nothing else is randomized like that. If they wanted to make it so that it was easier to shuffle, then they should just have stuff like all mixed up in the deck. But it's just weird. So something tells me that Headstrong Brute might be underneath that as well. And there we go. So again, I don't know why they do that. Stormfleet Pyromancer. So that has Raid. I'll read this one off. So it's a 3/2 for 5. Wow. When it enters the battlefield, if you attacked with the creature this turn, deals 2 damage to target creature or player. I don't know, that sounds kind of like too much mana for a 3/2. 2 of those. Swab Goblin. Basically a bear. I'm starting to learn a few Magic the Gathering terms. So 4 of those. Swaggering Corsair. And as battlefield, +1/+1 if you attacked. That's not bad. Angrath's Ambusher. So this is the one that this is one of the cards that's unique to this deck. So as you can see, the number there is 202 of 196. So I think each of these decks have, I want to say 5 cards each that are unique solely to it. One of them tends to be a dual land. That's like a enters the battlefield tapped uncommon level dual land, or common level dual land actually. But there's usually another one that gets some sort of benefit to having your Planeswalker out. So this guy gets +2/+0 as long as you have the Planeswalker. He's a 2/3 for 2 and a black. And he can become a 4/3 if you have an Angrath Planeswalker. So it doesn't actually have to be the one from this deck, which is kind of good. Meaning that, if you buy these decks and you have the Angrath from the actual set, then, you can get these guys out and have a benefit from it. So that's pretty cool. There's just 2 of those, 3 of those. Fathom Fleet Border. Whoops. Okay. When it enters the battlefield, so it's a 3/3 for 3. Whenever it enters the battlefield, you lose 2 life unless you control another pirate. So that is not necessarily the first creature that you want to drop. That is an Orc Pirate. Fathom Fleet Cutthroat. Grasping Scoundrel. Dire Fleet Captain. Where attacks gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each other attacking pirate. That's pretty good. Another one there. Dire Fleet Neckbreaker. Attacking pirates you control get +2/+0. So I think the idea behind this is just getting a nice wide board and attacking with as many pirates as you can. Gilded Sentinel. It's a 3/3 Golem artifact creature for 4. Okay, so here is one of the other unique cards. So like I said, it's common. It's a dual land, so you can tap it for either black or red, and it enters the battlefield tapped. It's usually a good, land to play on turn 1, because I don't think there's any actual 1-drops in here that you'd really that I'd seen anyway. So it's usually a decent turn one, and if you've got plenty of mana, then it doesn't hurt to have a tap land enter. I know a lot of more hardcore players don't like these cards. I don't mind them. I like these better than the ones where you have to pay a life to search your deck. Now I guess that's more useful from the perspective of there are other dual lands out there that have like the basic land types on their description. But I don't know. I've always liked these cards, and I've always liked Evolving Wilds was another one that I actually really like, even though it tends to not have the best reputation. So there's 4 of those, and then we're into our basic lands. So let's just kind of go through those. I don't know if yeah, I guess the Hidden Jace didn't carry over to this set. So one of the things I thought was actually kind of neat. Whoops. So we'll just show the 4 different archetypes here. So there's that one. Oh, and actually this one is from Ixalan itself. And that one's from Ixalan. Okay, so it looks like there's 2 new lands from this set for each color, and then the other ones are just all. So let's just skip ahead until we get to our swamps. Okay, so there's the first swamp. This is one that's new to this set. And this one that was from the regular Ixalan. That's from the regular Ixalan, although that is a nice looking swamp. I like that card. And then, oops, is that the same one already? Huh. There are only 3 archetypes? Wow. The swamp only has 3 archetypes. Something tells me, because Vraska is a black Planeswalker as well, that probably the 4th art one would be in there. So yeah, so the swamps, let's get past all those. Oh, we got good old Lightning Strike. Love this card. So it's for 2 mana, deals 3 damage to target creature or player. It's not, I guess is fabled as Lightning Bolt, which was 1 red mana to deal 3 damage to target creature or player. But still, this is probably a more balanced version of that. But I've always liked Lightning Strike. So 1, 2 of those. Then we have Shore Strike, which is again 1 in a red. Target creature gets +3/+0 and gains first strike. And there are 3 of those. And then we have Impale, which is just 1, I think, of that. But it is 2 and 2 black to destroy target creature. Alright, and so that is the Angrath Minotaur Pirate deck. So hope you enjoyed the video. If anyone's actually played this deck, let me know how it works, how you like it. Again, I always like these types of decks. I'm more of a casual player, so for me, these are sort of like the biggest types of things that I would ever want. So I like these quite a bit, and so it seems like the whole idea is, again, just to get a bunch of pirates out and essentially just like swarm the board and attack. You get things that grant you bonuses when you attack with, for your attacking creatures. So you can get like +2/+0 for all of your pirates, and then your Direfleet captain gets +1/+1 for each other pirate. So that's pretty good. This one gets +1/+0 as long as it's attacking. So it is a 1-drop. So I guess there is that. Which is the only one in there, it looks like. But it is something that, for 1 mana, it becomes a 2/1 when it's attacking, so there's that. And of course, you can also make it up to a 4/1 if you get this guy out later on in the game. So, looks like there's a lot of really cool stuff here in terms of, just trying to get as many bonuses as you can. So yeah, so there you go. That is the Angrath deck. Hope you enjoyed this video, and again, as far as the booster packs go, I will be doing those in a separate video. So I'm going to take all 4 packs and I'll open them all up at once, just to get sort of an extra week's video out of these Planeswalker decks, because I want to try to get back into doing the Monday Night Magic a little bit more. So this will be sort of the first step towards that. Anyway, once again, thank you guys very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.